what do people need to understand when you say inflation is the greatest lie ever told?
Well, it's think of the amount of pain that has caused the world when the choices were you could live in a world of abundance where the free market turned scarcity into abundance for all society. And we chose an inflationary monetary system over and over and over again that has to end in tens of millions of deaths, constant suffering, untold suffering around the world. And I would say most people still believe that it's required. Why would, and you know this, probably many of your listeners know this, but if the natural state of the market is, a free market is deflation, then the only place inflation comes from on a longer term is somebody's control.
Yeah. Of course.
And it results in all of the terrible atrocities, all of them. It results in every single thing that is bad in the world, everything.
Yeah.
And you could say this, if you know the natural state of the free market is deflation, you could say, I don't believe in free markets. And you could say, I believe somebody has to control those people. And you could, right? You could make a case for that being your good. But you cannot say, you could, that there's no way people can live free, right? And there's no way that based on an honest system that they could elect governments that were in service of them. You could say, you don't believe that would be true. And so instead, I'm going to create inflation to be able to cheat people, and I'm going to, but it's binary.
Yeah.
Right. It's quite binary. Right. There is no, so you could have a belief system about inflation that it's required, and it is required from a debt-based system. But that's conflating it being required or not.
Yes, because the debt-based system is not required.
It's not required.
Yeah.
It's like if you asked a different question, if you asked what would lead to abundance for society, and service, hope, a few. By the way, the free market would work perfectly well. We'd find more things that would get stuck. Yeah, and they would create value for a while, and other people would then they would go to free, and we would find more things that would be stuck. Free market works perfectly. Yeah, and so it turns out that it is. I think it's the greatest lie ever told. That somehow someone needed to trust other people to be able to manipulate the free market, so that we had to trust those same people.
This, I think you're putting your finger on one of the most pernicious things about all of this fiat fake money bullshit, if I may be so frank. And it's hard. I don't know. It's a little bit meta, but I'll try to say it as clearly as I can so far. The fact that printing money and the central banking paradigm as a legal monopoly is used as institutionalized system of theft, right? So we violently and deceptively preserve I'm speaking from the perspective of central bank shareholders, their right to print money, and they suppress all competition, right? No one else is allowed to get into the currency counterfeiting game. Only the central bank is. That effectively allows it to generate perpetual profits, right? It's literally in the money printing business, right? There's that great clip of I think it's a New Zealand central banker. He says, central banking is a great business. We print money and people believe it. Like that's it in a nutshell. So you have this profit center that can generate profits ad infinitum, basically, as long as the currency doesn't hyperinflate, right? Those the purchasing power stolen through inflation, through currency counterfeiting, is then used Well, we already know to wage endless wars, right?
To educate a whole bunch of economists.
That's where I'm going next.
Yeah.
The spinning of false narratives, not only fake news, not only propaganda, but an entire pseudoscientific paradigm called Keynesian economics.
Complete pseudoscience.
So the question I want to get at is like, you're saying, and I hear you, we believe or bought into this system, but it wasn't just a harmless choice. We're like, well, do we want sound money or do we want this? We had this other system actively cultivating, educating, manipulating, deceiving, I don't know what term you want to use here, encouraging people to believe that you needed inflation and you needed money printing, you needed all these things. So the system that's used to steal from people then uses the stolen proceeds to fund the psychological manipulation of those victims to get them to buy into their victimization as if it were good for them.
Yeah.
It's a very pernicious problem.
Yeah. They can't, and that's why you heard me say over and over, a system problem can't be resolved from the system creating the problem, and so it has to be resolved from something else. Yeah. And so that system problem, which we are all a part of, and if you're spending more of your time in it, you're blaming other people, and you're a part of that system that's reinforcing and stealing more of your energy, and has to steal more and more and more of your energy in that control system. But just imagine in this, most people think economics is hard. It couldn't be more dead simple. We trade with people all over the world to gain more value. The output of that trade is deflation. As we create better and higher uses of technology, that would put us faster deflation.
Yes.
That's all of economics. I don't think you need any more economics.
The only thing I would add to that is that consent is the key to get value on both sides of a trade. But it needs to be consensual.
But the point is, we choose.
Yeah.
Right. So that is consensual. The free market is the only thing that we've ever found that we'll trade with somebody we don't like because we gain more value.
Yes.
It has to be consensual. And the way I said, the natural state of the free market is that it doesn't, the free market is consensual.
You're right. So, no, you're right. You're right. I guess the point I was trying to get at was the temptation to deviate from consent and engage in coercion.
But again, that goes back to the other system. You don't need to say that.
Yeah.
All of economics, I think, can be described in what I just described. So think about all of the people who are trapped in their framework and listening to economists espouse on about what's needed for the economy to work, and all of these math models that are all contingent on pressing a button, that are just, it's so ludicrous. Yeah. And they're looking at the math saying that on the Rube Goldberg machine, and they can't understand the math. So they believe somebody else when it's the most simple concept in the world. But if you removed that concept, all those jobs of all those people telling you what the world should look like, they're gone too. Right? Those people would actually have to contribute to you.
Yeah. What a crazy idea. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.